The subject is the Matt Thomas radio and the... Radio, thanks, Cooper, and the subsequent amendments to the weekend roster. Oh, it's good to see you so happy in the service there, Margaret.
Saw some of the riders booking into the pub this morning.
You know, and that is where most of them will stay for the entire weekend. Drinking, fighting, carrying on,
There's a few
throwing
drunks
up.
and a bit of a bar brawl. It's just like show week.
Combined with the Bachelors and Spencers ball, which is why we're all going to be busy.
Yeah, well, the new bloke will be here to help us out, won't he?
Well, he's supposed to be here. I don't know anything about it. All the paperwork got sent to football.
At a room, we're getting a detective that looks like Sharon Stone.
Well, we're getting a male detective, actually, but he does look a lot like Sharon Stone, so you should be happy. We're going to get a junior constable, which will enable Cooper here to rise one notch up on the food chain.
Okay.
Never $1 bet how soon the boss gives him the chat on country policing. I say 5
No,
minutes.
7.
3.
24 hours. What? He's having his first grandchild. That's all he can think about. He can't even get here on time.
Nicking the boss's paper. Already gone to his head.
Dad, you've got to stop fussing.
I'm not fussing.
Oh, ringing me up, calling in to check on me every hour?
Only 3 times yesterday, and one of those was because I'd forgotten my hanky.
Dad, it's a natural process. Just relax.
I'm a very relaxed person, normally. After 2 false alarms, I'm entitled to a little bit of tension.
I bet you were like this with Mum. I bet there was all this stress when I was in the room. I bet. Karmically speaking...
But it's all my fault,
Oh, it's all your fault.
Nothing.
The way I turned out, is that so bad? Are you saying you gave me bad karma in the womb and that's why I'm a disappointment to you?
You are not a disappointment to me. I'm just concerned, that's all. You're carrying my grandchild. I'm worried about your health. I'm worried about the baby's health.
Well, Dad, I'm 5 minutes from the hospital. Go to work.
Leave the phone on the hook today.
Sorry.
Somebody folded my newspaper.
Cooper.
I'd like to speak to the new man as soon as he arrives.
You're right there, mate.
Senior Detective Jack Woodley. I've been seconded here.
Oh, the new fella.
I was expecting a uniformed junior officer.
Well, that's a department for you.
Yeah, I'm Tom Croydon. I'm in charge.
G'day, Tom.
Nicholas Schultz.
Nicholas.
PJ Hession.
PJ.
That's Muggy Doyle.
Hello,
Nice
Mark.
to meet you.
Adam Cooper.
G'day, Adam.
Jack Woodley. This is Jack Woodley and the Armed Robbers.
That'd be me.
Oh, Jake, I know that strictly speaking, you're none of my business, but seeing you're going to be here in Mount Thomas, I wouldn't mind a word. Cooper, a cup of tea would be nice.
Not for me, thanks.
You all owe me $1.
That was 1 minute.
Yeah, but I was closest.
You must have been at the academy before me, old Jack Woodley.
Mount Thomas Police Constable Doyle speaking. OK, Mrs. Bell, calm down. We'll get some details from you. Yep.
Radio weekend started.
I was transferred. You bloke's been asking for another
Yeah,
body.
I realise that, Jack, but, well, as I said, I was expecting a uniformed junior constable, and what I've got is a senior detective sergeant, ex-armed robbery squad.
Well, I asked for the transfer. I could have gone for promotion, but frankly, Tom, I've always thought that the higher up you go, the smaller the brain, the wider the arse. Which doesn't apply to uniformed sergeants, of course. And I started thinking about a life in the country. Fresh air, pony for the kids, fishing in the creek, you know. The sort of life you only read about unless you happen to live in a beautiful place like Mount Thomas. You want?
Boss, there's a report of a burg over on Lawrence Crescent. I thought I might take Jack and show him a bit of the town.
Yeah, good thinking. Just remember, country policing's all about people. You can't go far wrong.
Good on you, Tom.
I was entering through a small window. There's a bit of cash taken.
Sounds like a uniform job, doesn't it?
I'll be under $2 for sure, but Mount Thomas is too small for them to specialise, so I attend every burg. It's just routine.
Doyle, you got your house through Celia Donald, didn't you?
Yes.
Might be an idea to introduce her to Jack. I'd do it, except I've got to be on hand for Anna. Your wife and how many kids was it, Jack?
2.
And a decent-sized backyard, Doyle, big enough for a pony. Thank you, Cooper. Now, if anybody's going to the bakery, I could go a vanilla slice.
A vanilla slice. Things must be bad at home.
I heard that.
I don't even know how they managed it. I mean, it's a bathroom window. There's old paint on the sash cords and you can only ever get it open about that much. I mean, you'd have to be Houdini.
Mrs. Bell, could you tell me exactly what's missing?
Cash. Cash from the kitchen drawer. And not the
Yes,
knives and
could you
forks.
tell me whether Mount
Potato
Thomas
masher one. I keep it there against
832273
burglars.
is
I
off
want
the
a
hook
jar
or
full of
engaged?
50-cent pieces. You know, one of those square jars that usually have peanuts in them? But this happened to be cashews.
Right.
I won
Thank
it at the
you,
club. The vegetarian meat tray raffle.
Mount Thomas Station to VKC.
VKC standing by Mount
I said the peanuts.
Could you ask Mount Thomas 508 to call past Sergeant Croydon's private residence, re-phone off hook? He's concerned about his pregnant daughter.
No, don't know. But don't you have lists? Lists?
Lists? No.
Or computers?
Boss, talking about a small intruder.
And?
Yeah, well, there's a little bloke from the Rodeo staying at the pub. I met him this morning.
What do you mean by little bloke?
Snow White had 7 of them.
You're not talking about Gary Malloy, eh? Clown of the rodeo?
Yeah, that's him. Chris said he gets the bulls away from the thrown riders.
And as brave a man as you'd ever meet, not a burglar.
You know what I'm saying, don't you?
I certainly wouldn't mention Snow White in front of him if I was you. And I'd wipe that grin off your face if I was you. You'd be very vulnerable to one of his famous head
Run
knocks.
over one more time.
Dad, I've told... Sending you round to do his dirty work now, is he?
This is Jack Woodley. He's the new detective. This is Anna.
Jagannath and Rick Croydon will do until the divorce. Hi.
Hi. Anna, the phone was off the hook, so you're on
See,
there.
the only way I can get some peace to do all the washing and cleaning.
What? Well, should you be doing that anyway?
In my condition.
Yeah.
Pregnancy is not an illness, PJ. Why doesn't any man ever know that?
Well, women's bodies are not my expertise
Oh, it's not what I've heard.
in the health sense.
Yeah, well, pregnancy's as healthy as any other bodily condition. Nice to meet you, Jack. Now, rack off.
Nice kid.
Yeah.
You like trouble?
She's cleaning the house.
Yes, and washing.
That's a bad sign. It's a very bad sign. Just before both the girls, Nell cleaned the house from top to bottom. A lot of cooking, washing. Well, you've got kids, Jack. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just before they pop out comes the vacuum cleaner. It's energy surge. Nature's way, I suppose, like psyching yourself up before a game of footy. I'll just pop round there and check.
No, boss, you do that. You'll be wearing the vacuum cleaner.
PJ, there's been another one, same MO.
Enter through bathroom window, cash, jar of coins, little people, and open windows.
Keeper's bidding on Gary Malloy.
Next, give the Juvenile Justice Centre a call, ask if they've released a likely Mount Thomas kid.
PJ, I've already done that. They're calling back.
You've always worked for him, do you?
Oh, only what he
Hello,
told
Mount
me.
Thomas
Very
Police.
humble, Doyle.
Yeah, righto. Mag's Juvenile Justice Centre on 2.
Constable Doyle speaking, yes. OK, thanks. Bye-bye. No locals have been released recently.
Got 4 here released on bonds. Same MO.
No.
Darren Carson.
You can forget about him. He's built like an ox, plays basketball in the gym.
I'll cross him off. Catherine Peterson.
No, Catherine's a born-again, PJ.
So?
Yes, hello, Celia Donald there, please. Maggie Doyle speaking. She's a youth leader now with that total gospel bunch, whatever they're called. No, not me, someone else. Look, I'll call back. Bye-bye. Last time I was at the high school, she tried to convert me. I told her I was a Catholic. She said that she'd pray for me. So I put you on her list.
You what?
Every little bit helps, PJ. Every little bit. Yes, hi, Celia there, please. Thank you.
Jack, how does a guy get an armed robbery?
Well, you walk into the bank, pull your balaclava down, get your gun out, tell everyone to lay down on the floor.
Serious. Sounds like a pretty good squad.
Well, it's like anything else, mate. You'll do your time, get your numbers up, keep your nose flat.
These changes to the weekend rosters, we expecting World War III.
No, just the radio.
Well, you know what they're like about overtime.
Yes, Kevin Delaney,
No,
Daniel
wait,
Pearson,
that's fine.
Catherine Peterson.
PJ, I told you about Catherine. You don't listen, do you?
Yeah, I know she's a born again.
Yes, hi, Celia. It's Maggie.
Ta.
Good. Listen, we've got a new detective in town, and he's looking for something. 2 kids, backyard big enough for a pony. She's saying this was meant.
Ta. Bye.
OK, that'd be great. All right, then. Bye-bye. Celia will be lunching at the Imperial and said she has a couple of things she would just love to show you, Jack.
Is that you, Dad?
Hi. Thomas, Police Constable Door speaking. Yes, Anna. Boss, it's Anna.
She's having a baby. Call the ambulance.
No, boss, there's been a burglary.
Burglary? Is she all right? Is the baby all right?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Are you all right? Do you need to go to the hospital?
Dad, it's just a burglary, okay?
We could have been attacked. Anything could have happened. Did you bark? If you didn't bark, you go into the pound.
Who'd normally handle this?
No, we check it out, Anna.
Why did the rest of you go back to work and stop fussing? Dad, it's
Well, how do they get access?
living room window.
Jackie, check outside. I'll check
Are
inside.
you sure you're all right?
Dad, I survived a landslide in Nepal. I'm not about to be fazed
What
by simple
landslide in Nepal? You didn't tell me about a landslide
Because
in
you
Nepal.
wouldn't fuss. Now go away or I'll tell you about the bandits in Turkestan.
Come on, Doyle. We're clearly not wanted here. I'll talk to you later.
Anna, these security bolts, are they in place?
Yeah, despite what Dad thinks, I'm not an idiot. Don't leave the place wide open.
Hey, it's a little bloke, all right?
You heard and saw what?
Somebody knocked, I ignored it. Just because somebody knocks on your door doesn't mean you have to answer it. I was in the bedroom ironing and I heard a noise in here. I thought Dad had snuck in to check up on me. He's like an old hen. I mean, when you consider how little we saw of him when we were kids, suddenly he's all over me like a rash because I'm having a baby. He never gave Mum this kind of support.
Anna, you heard a noise, right? And you thought it was your dad.
Sorry. I came in here to have it out with him and there's some person going out the window. All I saw were the ends of some jeans and the soles of some boots.
And how big were the boots?
Small.
You mean small like a woman's or small like a kid?
Oh, I'd be guessing. Smaller than mine and I'm a 5.
Right, we'll need a list of what's missing.
Oh, Dad might have to help with that.
Righto, we'll check for prints anyway.
I'm not fussing, am I, Doyle?
Oh, boss, it's normal. My dad was the same over his first grandchild.
So I passed the Pat Doyle test. Hooray. Oh, what I really resent is that someone would have the gall to burgle a police sergeant's house. I mean, everybody knows that's my place. Shows a total lack of respect.
You know, boss, it could have been an out-of-towner.
Come on! Go, you nuts! Get out there! Get out there! Come on! Go, you guys!
You should have had her each way, Joel.
Life's too short to take an each way bet and anything. Hey! How you going, son?
We got the camp set up, Dad. You been betting?
Yeah. It's my little minder.
Hey, Rowdy, how you going? Hey, Chris. Look, it's licensing laws, Joel. I can't have Rowdy in here. Why don't you all head off to the dining room, mate?
Yeah, terrific. Why don't you set up a lunch and lemon squash room out there, Chris? What do you want, son? Pie and chips or what? I'll be in just a tick, eh?
Sure do. It's just through there, Rowdy. I'll bring you lemon squash in a minute, eh? So how's his mum?
Kelly. As big a disaster as ever.
Sorry you two broke up. When she used to do that trick riding act, she was a real picture.
Took she had a Ford, yeah. What do you reckon about Frank and Johnny here in the sick?
Just don't forget he's in there on his own, will you? There you go. Now, what do you really want for lunch?
Pie and chips will do fine.
I might add a vegetable. Don't have to eat it, I'll just add it. Sending your lunch to Rowdy's table so you can spend some time together.
Kid been at you, has he?
No, he hasn't.
Just like his mum. Nothing but nag, nag, nag. He's a good kid with it, but he's been a grown-up since the day he was born, know what I mean?
Grown up, is he? I guess someone has to be.
Don't you start, I'll take my business to the commercial.
Jane, you'll have your lunch ready in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Ta, mate. Well, all the usual kid suspects were in class at the time of the boss's burg.
Well, in Catherine's absence, I shall accept your apology on her behalf.
Oh, very funny, Doyle. Look, there's 30 alibis apiece between a lot of them.
Well, it's unusual for a school principal to be so forthcoming.
Now, Jack, you may not have heard this from anyone before, but you see, country policing's a lot different from city policing, isn't it, mate?
Well, I have heard that country policing is all about people. Now, have you heard that one?
I have indeed.
Well, the boss went to school with the principal, so he's on side.
Yeah.
I bet you there was lots of heavy breathing sessions with the girls out the back of the town hall in between the old, you know, the Pride of Erin and the Gypsy Tap. Where you at?
What are they, drinks or something?
Hey, can you go get the lunches? It's your turn. I'm going to waste away here.
Jack Celia should be at the Imperial by now if you want an introduction.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
Okay.
Boss, the usual for lunch?
Are we going home from mine?
Usual?
Yeah. Coming in after this next race, son?
Work to do. I'll see you at the counter.
Work to do? Whatever happened to going out to play?
No, Joel. What? G'day, Celia. Chris.
Probably the 12 months he was looking after his mum. If he doesn't watch out, he won't have a childhood.
Hello, Joel. Did I hear you bought acres in New South Wales?
They're Forbes, not for the horses. Who told you?
Little bird. I had a place down here, Nature's Playground. Ferny creeks, 360-degree views. It was you. Gone now, of course.
Celia.
Oh, Maggie.
Hi, I'd like to meet Jack Woodley, Celia Donald.
Hello, Celia.
Pleased to meet you.
Same here.
I sense someone accustomed to city living, but I have this renovated landmark investment that might just change your mind about that.
OK, give us your spiel.
Well, Maggie says room for a pony. What if I said horse yards, painstakingly restored?
Well, I'd say you're probably talking out of my price bracket.
I'd say think about capital gains, Jack.
OK, what sort of price are we talking?
Oh, a popular price.
And how big's popular around here?
How you going, Gary?
G'day, mate.
What size shoe you wear, Gary?
What?
No, you'd be about, what, about a 5?
Is my foot size a problem with you?
Where were you at 10:30 this morning, Gary?
You want my inside leg measurement as well? Would that amuse you?
10:30.
Chris, do you usually allow flat-footed idiots to harass your customers?
Come on, Gary, don't make it hard for us.
He's making comments about the size of my feet. Get him out of here, or I will.
That's enough out of you.
Oh, right.
It's all right, it's okay.
Let's have a little walk.
What do you got?
You want a diet?
I want a sandwich. You two are history.
Yeah.
G'day, Nick.
Hey, Gary, how you been?
Yeah, oh, well, you know how it is.
On you.
Saw you at breakfast time. Adam, is it?
Yeah, g'day, Gary.
Hey. Mindless prejudice, not to say persecution.
Hey!
I haven't met the young lady.
Constable Doyle, sir.
Constable. Funny first name.
Hey!
Righto, Gary, let's go in here.
You two are history.
Yeah, no, I'll tell him that. That's Gary Malloy in there. Jack and PJ just brought him in.
Fabulous. The most popular performer in the rodeo, and they've got to arrest him.
You know Dave Kingsley down the pawn shop? He's got your little son waiting down there for you.
My little son?
Yeah, apparently he's got a tray down there inscribed Tom Croydon, Best and Fairest 1964 St David's League.
I bled for that tray. Chook Watson broke my jaw last round of the season.
Yeah, well, Dave says he knows you don't have a son, so he thought everything might not be on the up and up.
Oh, Dave, g'day. What do you got for us? Oh, boss, this is the one who's been trying to flog these things off at Dave's.
Don't I know you?
No?
What's your name?
Says his name's Rowdy Yates, boss.
Sure it's not Dirty Harry Callahan? Because Clint Eastwood played him, too. Rowdy Yates is a TV character in a show called Rawhide.
Before my time.
Rope 'em, ride 'em, or...
Yeehaw!
Oh, the Blues Brothers.
The Blues Brothers. I'm running a kindergarten here. You realise it took me one long, hard season to win this tray? Stick him in my office, Doyle, and make sure he doesn't take anything from in there. I'll be in a minute.
It's not really his, is it? Yes, it is, and he gets very snaky about people taking his things. Come on.
Right. The radio office confirms you were there between 9:30 and 11:15, Gary.
Well, why didn't you tell us that in the first place?
Didn't like your attitude.
Attitude, mate. You're going to hit him over the head with a bastard.
Come on, guys, give me a break. They'll need me at the rodeo.
Well, you're not the only clown they've got.
But I'm the best.
They pinched a bloke for burgs by the name of, get this, Rowdy Yates.
Rowdy Yates?
Rowdy Yates, yeah.
You heard of Rowdy Yates, have you? Can't I run you back down the pub, mate?
Gonna pay for me time?
Yeah, sure.
Look, I'm underage.
Before I can be interviewed, I have to have a parent, guardian, or independent person.
Well, we can't get your parent or guardian until you tell us your right name.
My right name's Rowdy Yates.
You want to use the phone?
Don't know the number.
YATES?
I didn't say they lived around here, did I? Look, she's refusing me my rights. Before I can be interviewed, I have to have a parent,
Guardian or independent person present. Yes, we know.
Did you tell him that?
No, he told me. And what he won't tell me is his real name.
All right, son. Independent person, social worker. You been on to H&CS yet?
No.
And so this horse was trained, of course, so he says, hold the horse, stand straight still and go straight over the handle.
Joel, mate, cops have got your young'un down the station.
Rowdy, what for?
Excuse me, pal. Does the name Rowdy Yates ring a bell to you? Little boy, about 10 years old, got your colouring. Could be your son, in fact. Well, if you don't want to tell me, I'll just ask one of these blokes.
Yeah, righto, what's he done?
Joel, how are you? Come on in.
Tom, how's it going? What have you been up to?
Who's this?
He was caught attempting to pawn items known to be stolen. Hey, that's enough of that. Now, Joel, I'm a great admirer of yours, and I hate to say this, but we're going to have to search wherever it is you're staying.
Can you do that?
Well, we'll get a warrant, if need be. BJ? Have a look what I found here.
Yeah, it's mine. And that's changed from me leatherwork sales. Well, that's my savings. I've put any 50-cent pieces into it. Adds up.
Yeah, nice try, mate. This stuff was stolen this morning from a house in Mount Thomas.
Yeah, righto, fair enough. I put him up to it.
Don't waste our time, Joel.
Well, I had to. My session's cutting into my saddlery business. I'm not winning enough rides. On a losing streak with the horses. Well, I needed the money.
He didn't know about it. Someone had to look after you.
Do you know what you were doing was wrong, mate?
Yeah.
That's mine, I'll take it. Plus the $32 that was in the kitchen drawer.
Well, we'll hang on to it for a bit, Mrs. Bell. You get it back.
With interest?
Well, you weren't getting interest anyway.
Oh, but I could have been.
Well, that's true now. I'll take a statement
Mrs.
from
Baker.
Mrs. Bell.
If you wouldn't mind taking a seat, Mrs. Bell.
I'm used to the young ones getting all the attention. Happens all the time.
Just calm down, Miss.
Maria back. Oh, nice to meet you, Maria. Maggie Doyle.
Mr. Willis, my son Rowdy. This is Maria Baker, the social worker.
I want you to know that I'm responsible for all this.
Well, you'll have to talk to the detectives about that, Mr. Willis. I'm more interested in Rowdy's general welfare than any particular charges. Where do you live, Rowdy?
With Dad.
Near Forbes in New South Wales, but we travel around rodeos a bit as well.
Camping out.
Oh, must be exciting.
It's okay.
Do you go to school in Forbes?
Well, of course he does. You don't get anywhere without a good education these days.
And who does the cooking?
We share.
He gets good tucker, if that's what you mean. I don't starve the kid.
Do you see your mum at all, Rowdy?
Enough.
You have custody. Is that derived from a court decision?
It's a private arrangement.
We'll need your wife's name and address, Mr. Willis.
Why?
We do need it.
Is there a problem?
No. My wife's Kelly Willis. She was Hayden. Lives over near St David's. Don't know the actual address.
Yeah, got it on the screen now. Righto, mate. Maria. Moment. Well, yeah, got an adjourned undertaking. Kellyanne Hayden, unlawful possession of medical script pad, unlawful possession of prescription drugs not legally supplied. She had some kind of a radio accident, got onto painkillers. Got to like him too much.
You going to charge the father?
No, he's bending over backwards to confess, but I don't think he knew anything about it. I think he's got some misguided idea that he's helping his son.
But the father might be charged. I'll want to talk to the mother, and we may have to consider taking out a care application for Rowdy. The application will be referred to the Children's Court, and then a magistrate will decide whether Rowdy be returned to you or his mother or taken into care.
It's pretty rough, isn't it?
The offences we're discussing are quite serious, and so we have to address the family situation in which they occurred.
I am a fit father.
That is not for me to decide, Mr.
But you are deciding. You make this application
If
easy.
I do, it will be the magistrate who'll decide.
What about me?
Well, there'll be a formal interview.
That could take a while. We've got a horse down at the showground. I'd like to organise for a mate to look after him. That okay?
Yeah, sure. He'll be accompanied.
You could pick his things up at the same time, maybe.
We've got Wally Bolton. So click through on the number 2 spot, and that's big line on Hercules earlier on today. Which I'm sure you'll all remember for a very long time.
I'll just get the tack I need and settle up this horse. Yeah, righto.
But still at number 1, with an unbelievable maximum point, is Wally Bolton. All right, boys and girls, we're taking a break from the big numbers now. We've got some trainers, I do believe, settle up for the six roll. So I hope you've got yourselves away from those hostile or whatever, and you're all set to have a great laugh at these little blokes as they battle about to see who can stay on a rampaging six-pack for the long. And first out of the race, we've got Bailey Jenkins, Joe Bailey. Uh-oh, look at him go. Hang on there, son.
Cool whip. Worth a bit of money, too. Get the mate who's taking care of the horse to look after it. Want a demo? Oh, yeah?
Sir, get down from horse, please.
That's the way I do me act.
Sir, I'm asking you to get down off the horse now, please. We'll see you back at the station!
VKC to Mount Thomas Station. Mount Thomas 208 reports offenders have decamped on horseback and they're in pursuit.
Hey, PJ. VKC Mount Thomas Station requesting back channel to Mount Thomas 208.
Mount Thomas Station and Mount Thomas 208, switch to channel 3.
Mount Thomas Station to Mount Thomas 208, what's your location?
Yeah, Mount Thomas 208. Yeah, look, Nick, Joel jumped on his horse and grabbed the kid. They've gone into the state forest and me and Maggie are following via a fire trail.
Keep on them.
They've got Buckleys.
We'll take the
But
four-wheel
never yet
drive.
was rider that could keep the mob in sight once they gained the shelter of those hills.
Banjo Pedersen.
Yeah, the same. We could end up with a custody suit on our hands. You stick by the radio, I'll get on to St David, see if we can contact the mother.
How do you get in the horse? That's what I want to know.
I intend to ask the young folk that on their return.
There they are on the left.
Mount Thomas Station and Mount Thomas 208, can you see them?
Roger, Nick, we can see them. We're just keeping pace.
There's a kid involved, so don't do anything to panic the horse, all right?
Yeah, roger that.
Mount Thomas 509 about to enter the forest by the parallel fire trail. How far in are you?
2 clicks.
2 clicks.
Mount Thomas Station to Mount Thomas 509. The other car's about 2 clicks along the fire trail.
I received that, Nick.
Oh, yeah, good first day?
Yeah, sure beats hell out of fighting your way through traffic.
They should be coming up on the right.
There they are. 509, I got you 208, but I can't see any horse.
About 20 metres ahead in the middle, mate. Trees make it hard to spot.
Have they caught him?
Yeah, no, not yet. St David's have finally managed to get onto the mother. They're sending her over now. What a schmozzle.
It wasn't your constable's fault. They were behaving very reasonably.
Behaving reasonably, eh? Well, they'll know better next time, won't they? Yeah, I think we're onto something here, boss. This is where the horse is heading. Jack and PJ along this fire trail here, and over here...
It's the young constable.
Yeah, the young
yes.
folk. Now, they're heading in parallel lines, never meeting, except for this.
Well, that's where the plantation ends.
Yeah, exactly right. And I was up there last month with the CFA bloke, and I wouldn't want to try and take a horse through there.
Giles a better horseman than you or I'll ever be.
No, it's physically impossible to get through. So, if we...
Give it 1 more kilometre, and you drop your passengers, they follow the horse party on foot, and then PJ, you head straight to the end of the plantation and hook right along the fire trail to block that end. Maggie, you stay on the flank. You got that?
Mount Thomas 208, roger.
Mount Thomas 509, roger.
Nick dropped Adam off, following instructions.
Just dropped Jack off behind 208.
Yeah, a bit of luck we got him boxed.
Giles a bushman born. My money's on him.
You sound like you're on his side.
Well, in a way I am. But I didn't say it, did I? Did I, Miss Baker?
Didn't hear a thing, Sergeant.
PJ, I can't see him anymore.
Can't see him coming this way, Mags.
You see anything?
Yeah, a minute ago, but I've lost him.
Well, he hasn't come past us, so he's got to be here somewhere.
Yeah. Here we go. Mount Thomas 208, found the horse but no rider.
They'll be trying to get out on foot.
Yeah, well, maybe they came off.
Yeah, that's always possible, but not likely with Joel Willis. But Cooper, don't just look at the ground as you go. Look up and around.
Received that.
Army, basic training. They pound it into you. Don't forget to look up and around. I saw 2 blokes forget it once.
What's that bastard done with my son? I'm Kelly Hayden, Rowdy's mum.
I'm Sergeant Tom Croydon. Maria Baker's a social worker. This is Senior Constable Nick Schultz. You are aware of the
They
circumstances?
tell me it's St David's. He thinks he's John Wayne. A man's got to do what a man's got to do. Thinks his whole life's one long movie. One long movie.
Are you saying he's dangerous?
Ugh, he's more harm to himself than he is to others. If he's got Rowdy with him, that means he's in the movie too. Rowdy's in the movie with him.
Come on, Joel, why don't you come down before one of you gets hurt?
509 Portable Adams found them. They're up a tree.
Mount Thomas 208 out of the car.
Look, just come down here and talk about it, all right? Righto, I'm coming down. Good. Joel, put the whip down. Put the whip down. Put it on the ground. Drop it on the ground.
Adam, what are you doing?
Back off. Thanks, mate.
Don't thank me. Maggie, you distracted him, wasn't it, Mag?
you done to my dad?
Right in here, Joel.
You can use my office if you like, Miss Baker. With us, Dora.
Hey, you should have seen Jack out there. Willis was about to take my head off. Jack walks in and kicks him in the guts.
Eh? What, he's a bit of a Captain Action, is he, Jack?
Yeah, he is.
Let me give you a tip. The future's going to belong to people who use their brain instead of their fists and their feet.
Yeah, but Nick, sometimes there's a place.
It's a necessary force, I know that, mate, but you don't want to grow to like it too much because it can be a bit of a drug.
Yeah, OK.
Good man.
How are the ribs?
I've had better kicks from bulls and horses.
Well, if you'd laid a hand on that constable, Mr. Willis, it would have been a lot more than just a kicking.
You need a doctor?
What I need is to hear that my ex isn't going to get my son.
Well, that's out of our hands now. The social worker's got him now and they do what they like. What is in our hands are these other charges.
She's a druggie. She had him stealing painkillers, doctor's prescription pads, you name it.
Oh, mate, you're in serious trouble here. Now, you've already put your hand up for the burg. Now, we got you for escape, legal custody, resist arrest, assault with a weapon.
Ride a horse in a dangerous manner.
You want to cough to that one too, do you, mate? It's probably still on the books.
Your dad's in trouble, Rowdy, so are you. I'm told you'll both be facing charges. Our lawyer will be along to advise you. But the question now is where you're going to be living. Your dad may be held.
What, in prison?
That depends on the court. Now, I've been talking to your mum, and she's been attending meetings.
What sort of meetings?
Narcotics Anonymous.
That's like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah, but for drugs.
Yeah, but if your back's still hurting...
Oh, I found an alternative guy. Seems to be working.
You sure you're off drugs?
The day your dad took you was the worst day of my life. I'd do anything to get you back again. I'm going to meetings. I'm on the program. I'm trying to get well a day at a time.
As long as you're sure.
That's Anna. She says the baby's pretty close.
Just stand there, call the doctor, get an ambulance, call the hospital. Doyle, you take charge here.
He's going to be a grandfather.
I heard that, Doyle. Oh, blimey, where did you put it? Where's your bag? The ambulance is coming.
I didn't cancel it, Dad.
Don't be stupid.
It'd help if you got me a doctor or a midwife, but I'm having the baby here.
You can't have the baby here.
I think the baby will decide that, don't you? Dad, I want Mum to be part of this. Oh, her spirit's still in this house. I can feel her here. And I know this is where she wants me to have the baby.
Anna, your mum's... Well, wherever she is, she'd want you to have the best care available, right?
Then get me a doctor or a midwife so I can have the baby here. Safely. And please her.
She'd be laughing at this. She always said you got your stubborn streak from me. This would really take her fancy.
Well, you thought the baby would have had the decency to arrive when we were in a celebratory frame of mind.
I'm sure by the time you wake up in the morning, it'll be here. I'll shout the champagne tomorrow night. But meanwhile, can you just all go home? Some of us around here need to get our sleep.
Certainly, Chris.
Okay.
Good night, Chris.
Check in.
Sure. Bed. Yeah. Good night. Good night.
I guess I was conceived in this bed, eh?
You've embarrassed him again.
Oh, Dad. Oh, you're the 60s generation. You're supposed to be so cool.
Well, I guess I missed out on it.
It's getting close now. No. I wanted a squatty. I helped a woman once in Nepal.
During the famous landslide.
Oh, he's coming. Oh, he's coming. You can escape if you like.
I've delivered 6 of these, 3 of them in police cars. Just have to forget she's my daughter. It's all right.
What do you think?
I thought he was going to be Indian.
Disappointed.
Doesn't make any difference. Grandson's a grandson. Mind you, he could have been the first Indian to play footy for Hawthorn.
We'll see. Yeah. Run with your grandson.
Be careful of his hair. There you go. Here. Oh. Yeah, Tom Croydon. Yeah. Oh, PJ, you better have a really good reason for ringing. Yeah. What, another small intruder? You're joking. Sorry, look, just hang on a sec. Sorry, love. There you go. You all right?
It's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere, mate. Anna's just given birth, for God's sake. A son, as it turns out, yeah. Edith Fleming. Why, how badly? You all right, I'll be there as soon as I can. Yeah, about 10 minutes. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, love. You know, I'd much rather stay here with you and the baby, but... Well, Edith Fleming's a special case. I'll be back as soon as I can. Thanks, son.
Meet Tom Croydon. Policeman first. Grandfather second. Oh, you better get used to it.